Hi, this is Chris DeSaris.
And Ophelia DeSaris from Women Speak Out.
And, we wanted to address an issue that we often get asked. And as parents of a 4-year-old daughter, people often wonder, should survivors of abuse bring children in this world? Can they be healthy, effective parents? And, that is an open question that we often get asked by people. And the answer is...
Yes. Yes. Is if you do the work, you can be healthy parents. I think that's true of any parent, whether or not you have experience with trauma or not. I think the question transcends your trauma.
And when people are abused, it's sort of a journey because oftentimes people live this certain portion of their life as victims, and they engage in this reckless behavior, drug addictions or alcoholism or harm or
isolation.
Or violence. And they don't connect the dots that all these behaviors they're exhibiting that has something to do with that has something to do with the abuse that happened to them as a child or even as an adult. So there's a journey to be taken. And me personally, I became a parent in my mid-30s. I underwent many years of therapy. I met my beautiful wife, who was instrumental in sort of helping me heal from what was going on and all the insecurities and just the things that I had to work out before I even thought about being a parent.
You're still working through them, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, every day
we're still working through them.
I'm working through them,
yeah.
But I'm aware of my issues. I'm aware of how they affect the people around me,
yeah.
And I have a supportive partner. I have a supportive system of family and friends, and all those things are instrumental in helping me become an effective parent.
Not just a parent, but an individual. I mean, you want to be able to be solid in yourself before you can expect that of your parenting. But let's just say that you are a parent and you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who have not done the work and are parents, and what if they're watching this video and they're freaked out because they think, well, I haven't done the work yet. Well,
yeah.
There's no better time than today.
And, and some people ask, should survivors of abuse become parents? Can they be healthy parents? Well, that's a question that you should probably ask anybody. Because, you reach a certain point in your life when you understand that you are capable of giving yourself to a young, tiny life. That you have the tools to be an effective parent.
To be responsible, to be loving, to retrain your brain. I mean, every day we learn better communication skills between ourselves and better ways to communicate with our child, ways to better love, ways to better teach.
And it stems from self-awareness, my entire life, and, partly influenced by what happened to me as a child with the abuse, is I was always trying to better myself. I was always sort of trying to figure out my behaviors and figure out how I can be more healthy.
And don't you think a lot of the times that because of your experience, I know for myself, I want the polar opposite for my child than what I actually experienced. I don't want my child to fear me. I want my child to feel loved and accepted as they are. I want them to be confident and aware. And just, sometimes I'm hypervigilant and it can be taken to an extreme because of my experience, but I sort of rein myself in and I'm more conscious. I'm very conscious. Every day I'm checking myself, and I can't say that for people who have never experienced any diversity whatsoever. I mean, why would you have a reason to change if you don't think that there's anything wrong?
Yeah, and there are special challenges, to all those survivors out there who are thinking about having children. I've encountered people in my life and even my own individual behavior. I see my child and I see these, adults come into my child's circle and I become suspicious. And, knowing the statistics, 85 to 90% of children who have been abused, it came from a trusted family member.
Yeah, someone that they know.
Or a trusted adult. So we're very careful about, what adults we introduce into our children's life. But at the same time, we need to parent a healthy individual and they need to learn how to be an individual, and how to go throughout life with the skills that they have. So we're not trying to be overprotective parents, despite our own personal experience and what happened to us.
And I don't know, I think that by having our daughter, I've actually almost been given a better reason to be a better person. Like, not that it's not within me, not that I didn't want that for myself and I was working towards it, but having her has made me better, because I wanted to be a great parent. I wanted to be all those things, and so I work every single day to be the person that I want, and also admitting my faults and asking for help when I feel like I'm coming up a little bit short, and talking to parents in our circle who I can be honest with, surrounding myself with people who are supportive, and not allowing people who are not supportive of me in my circle anymore.
Yeah,
or in my child's circle.
In our own personal support network of parents, they all know that we're survivors of abuse, and that we have a unique perspective, and that they have a unique perspective, and that we're both open to each other. And I learned so much from the parents that are around me, even whether I know that they're survivors or not survivors.
Yeah.
Just parenting.
Yeah, and saying, hey, I feel really crappy today about something that I did, and can I be honest with you and just tell you? And then most of the moms and dads that I deal with will say, yeah, I totally feel the same. And just having that support system, surrounding yourself with people who you can talk to, is really validating and change making. And so I think the bigger question isn't, can survivors of abuse be parents? It's, how can you be a better parent, just generally, no matter what your past experience.
Yeah, and abuse is an experience, and it's a hurdle, and it's something that you come to terms with.
And it's not easy.
In your own way, but it doesn't define you.
No.
Our abuse doesn't define our parenting style. Our parenting style, the foundation of it is just, bringing this healthy individual into this world, and
competent, loving,
and cultivating this rich relationship,
Yeah. Cultivating a rich relationship and allowing our daughter to see what a healthy relationship looks like and what a loving relationship looks like. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, it is. And so if you're a survivor of abuse and you're thinking about having children, asking all those questions of yourself, going to therapy, and even ask those questions. Okay, I was abused as a child. I have this insecurity that I may abuse my own child.
We all have the insecurity. People don't want to admit it, but we all think about it. We all think about breaking the pattern. What if we don't break it? What happens if we step back into the past and that comes forth? You can't go there. You've got to move forward. You can't let your trauma dictate your life.
You can't. But in that self-awareness that you have of what happened to you, and how you have to deal with it every day, is this going to make you a better parent in the long run?
I think it does, if you do the work.
And so, so the question is, can survivors of abuse be healthy parents? And the emphatic answer is yes. And we bust our humps. We try every day to give our children the best that we can. And I think that survivors succeed. Millions succeed all across this country. And yes, we can be awesome parents.
We are awesome parents, and we're breaking the cycle of abuse. We're creating a new generation of children that will one day be parents that will not have these same questions, hopefully.
Yeah.
Peace out.